First race of the afternoon, the first heat of the Tim Horton Claiming Series. Dusty's Robbie, Memory Best, Tracy's Choice, Kenmaru Canoe, TRM Ladies Vicar, Renfield Girl, and Rob's Joy. They're off. Tracy's Choice off the gate, looks for the early lead. Memory Best moves up on the inside with Dusty's Robbie. They go to the turn. Tracy's Choice has the top. Memory Best into 2. Renfield Girl keeps going, now up and pacing 3. Dusty's Robbie sits 4. Driving on the outside is TRM Ladies Vicar, then Kenmaru Canoe, trailing Rob's Joy. Through the backstretch, they're on their way now to the quarter. Off the top and leading by 1. Tracy's Choice, Memory Best driving second. Renfield Girl, TRM Ladies Vicar shows 4. Dusty's Robbie. Outside, Rob's Joy now takes over the 5 spot. First quarter was 31 and 3/5. They continue on to the top turn. Still up front, Tracy's Choice. Next to her, in along the rail is Memory Best. Gaining on the outside is Rob's Joy. Here they come off the turn and through the stretch. They're heading for the half. Rob's Joy moving up and challenging for the lead. Tracy's Choice has it. In behind the Memory Best, Renfield Girl, Kenmaru Canoe moving. At the rail, TRM Ladies Vicar and Dusty's Robbie. They reach the half in 104 and 3/5. They continue on into the backstretch for the second time, led by Rob's Joy. Tracy's Choice second. Here comes Memory Best to the outside. They make the turn on their way to the 3/4. Rob's Joy is still there. Memory Best now up second and challenging. Moving to the outside, Renfield Girl. Tracy's Choice paces along the rail. They go to the 3/4. Holding on to the top, Rob's Joy. Memory Best outside for 2. Renfield Girl gains 3. By the 3/4 and 1:37, they move on now to the upper turn. Memory Best moves on to take over the top with Renfield Girl out and moving. Dropping back a bit as Rob's Joy. Tracy's Choice looks to get out. Outside, TRM Ladies Vickers coming on. Here they come now through the lane for home. Leading off the turn, Memory Best will take them through the stretch. Renfield Girl on the outside. TRM Ladies Vicar moving up 3 deep. As they come through the stretch, Renfield Girl gaining ground. It'll be Renfield Girl, Memory Best. And finishing third is TRM Ladies Vicar. The mile was 2:10 and 3. Second race of the afternoon, second division of the Tim Horton Claiming Series. Lively Irvin scores on the rail. Blast Lee, Island Candy, Inwards JJ on the outside. River Valley's Kelly. Here they come. They're off and pacing as they get away. Lively Irvin on the inside for the lead. River Valley's Kelly is moving up on the outside, going in behind them. Blast Lee as they make the turn. Island Candy driving 4. At the back is Inwards JJ. They move past the 8. They're on their way to the quarter. River Valley's Kelly up on the outside is now challenging for the top. Racing at the rail. And now second is Lively Irvin. Following them, Blast Lee. From the 4 spot as they arrive at the quarter, Island Candy, Inwards JJ is at the back of the pack. They reach the quarter in 32 and 4. Racing on to the upper turn. River Valley's Kelly now showing on top. Lively Irvin, a length back, sits 2. Pacing in 3 is Blast Lee. They move off the upper turn into the stretch. Island Candy's tied up in 4. 2 lengths back and trailing Inwards JJ. They move through the stretch. They're on their way now to the half. Showing on top, River Valley's Kelly holds on to the lead. Lively Irvin getting a good trip second. Then Blast Lee. Following them as they pass the halfway point is Island Candy. Inwards JJ now moving from the tail end. Half was in 105 and 3/5. They make the turn into the backstretch going by the 5/8. They're on their way to the 3/4. Stepping away and leading by 1 open length. Still off the top, River Valley's Kelly. Lively Irvin second. Now Blast Lee goes to the outside. Island Candy moves up a little closer in 4 and Inwards JJ. As they race by the 3/4 pole, River Valley's Kelly is still there. Blast Lee gaining ground second outside and after the leader, 137 and 1/5. They travel to the top turn. It's River Valley's Kaylee, Blastly outside. Here comes Island Candy winding up from 3 outside. Lively Irvin's at the rail. Inwards JJ in behind them. They're off the turn, straightening out for the stretch drive. Here they come home. It's River Valley's Kaylee, Lively Irvin on the inside. Blastly is closing inwards. JJ looks for room with Island Candy way outside. They come through the stretch. Blastly inwards, JJ up through the center. As they arrive under the wire, it's inwards JJ. Awfully close for second. The mile was 2:10 and 3. Parading now is the official winner of the second race. Third race, 8 starters. Wayne's Maid, Spoiled Sport, Kill Karen Demon, Horton's Boot, Friendly Blast, Tranquility, Leela's Express, and Shannon Gesture. They're off as they get away. Out quickly looking for the lead. Friendly Blast is up on the outside. In along the rail, Wayne's Maid driving to the turn. Wayne's Maid now on top. Friendly Blast is second. Spoiled Sport pacing 3. In behind them and driving from 4 is Kill Karen Demon. Tranquility holds down the number 5 position as they go through the backstretch. Up into 6 is Horton's Boot. Racing 7, Leela's Express. And trailing Shannon Gesture. They arrive at the first quarter, and leading, Wayne's Maid takes them there in 31 seconds. They continue on to the upper turn. Wayne's Maid by 1 length. Friendly Blast from 2. Spoil Sport gets a look from 3, a length back sitting in 4. As they move off the turn is Kill Karen Demon. Tranquility still pacing 5. Then Horton's Boot, Leela's Express, and trailing off the upper turn, Shannon Gesture. Here they come through the lane as they arrive at the halfway point. Taking the field up to the half, Wayne's Maid, number 1, sets the fractions and leads by 1. Friendly Blast next to her. There by the half, 103 and 2/5. Wayne's Maid, Friendly Blast, Kill Karen Demon now looks to the outside. Pacing along the rail of Spoiled Sport. Tranquility has 5. Horton's Boot on the outside and gaining ground, Shannon Gesture. And trailing into the backstretch turn, Leela's Express. They're on their way to the 3 quarters. Wayne's Maid steps away by 1. Here comes Kill Karen Demon up on the outside. Spoiled Sport now moves on for 3. They drive to the 3 quarters. Kill Karen Demon pacing on the outside. 134 and 2/5. They travel to the upper turn. Kill Karen Demon, Wayne's Maid battles back. Spoiled Sport has 3, Shannon Gesture outside. They're off the turn, straightening out into the stretch, and here they come home. Tranquility in along the rail looks to get out. They're off the turn. Kill Karen Demon moving to the front. Wayne's Maid, Shannon Gesture keeps going against Spoiled Sport. Racing wide off the turn. Horton's Boot now moves up. They come through the stretch and to the wire. Taking them home is Kill Karen Demon. It's Kill Karen Demon, Horton's Boot, and Shannon Gesture. Mile was 2:07. Fourth race. It's the first leg of the Tim Horton Claiming Series. This is third division. Van Way Lucky, Brigani Star, Pasolungo, Fancy Cash, Tammy's Dandy Therapy, and Granddad's Girl from the outside. Here they come. They're off Therapy on the outside, off the gate quick, up through the center, Fancy Cash. At the rail, Van Way Lucky, then Brigani Star. Going to the first turn, Fancy Cash now has the top. Therapy pacing outside is 2 and drives on looking for the front. They make the turn into the backstretch. Therapy coming up on the outside now takes over the top. Racing from 2 will be Fancy Cash. Van Way Lucky sits in 3. Brigani Star has 4. Then Pasolungo with Tammy's Dandy. And trailing is Granddad's Girl. They reach the first quarter in 31 and 1/5. Therapy now steps away, clear by 3 lengths over Fancy Cash as they drive to the top turn. Therapy, Fancy Cash, well back in 3, Van Way Lucky, then Brigani Star 4. They're off the upper turn, straightening out into the stretch, and here they come to the half. It's Therapy on top, Fancy Cash catching up in 2. Van Way Lucky, Bergani Star, Pasalungo, Tammy's Dandy, still trailing as they pass the halfway point is Granddad's Girl. Reaching the half, and Fancy Cash now drives on to take over. Van Way Lucky moves. Therapy paces along the rail. 104 3/5. Moving into the backstretch for the second time. Fancy Cash. Van Way Lucky's outside. Here comes Bergani Star. Dropping back is Therapy. Tammy's Dandy moves up. Pasalungo on the outside. And Granddad's Girl. They drive on to the 3/4. Still Fancy Cash. Outside Bergani Star. Here comes Pasalungo now out 4 deep as they race by the 3/4 pole. Fancy Cash by 1. Bergani Star is now second by their 136 2/5. They continue on to the top turn. Fancy Cash is rough and off stride as they arrive at the top of the stretch. Bergani Star moves on to take over. Here they come through the lane. Tammy's Dandy moving up on the outside. Van Way Lucky closing as they race through the stretch. Here they come to the wire. Taking them home, Bergani Star. Tammy's Dandy moves up on the outside as they race down to the wire. Tammy's Dandy moves on. It's going to be Tammy's Dandy, Bergani Star, and Van Way Lucky. The mile was 2:10 2. Granddad's Girl finished 4th. Your card 325-7164. The times 31 1, 104 3, 136 2. The mile 2:10 2/5. In the race, 8 starters. Triactor Quinellen, win, place, and show wagering. Fifth race, Horton's Gal, Big Gypsy, Oral Guy, Solar Eden Sun, Sea Delight, Utah's Jolly, Stark Cover, and Geordie's Whittler. They're up. Oral Guy getting out quickly, looking for the lead against Horton's Gal. They're driving up as they move on to the 8th. Horton's Gal on the inside with Oral Guy pacing outside. Solar Eden Sun moves up in behind them. Racing wide to the turn is Stark Cover. They make the turn on their way now to the quarter. Oral Guy is rough on the outside. Moving up to take over the top, Horton's Gal. Oral Guy settles into 2, then Solar Eden Sun. As they drive up the backstretch, Stark Cover holding on to the number 4 spot. Parked outside and continuing to gain as they drive by the quarter pole. It's Geordie's Whittler. They reach there in 30 1/5. Continuing on to the top turn, Horton's Gal with Oral Guy. Geordie's Whittler still outside and gaining now, moves up 3. Stark Cover goes back to the outside. In against the fence, Solar Eden Sun. They're off the top turn. Big Gypsy's out and moving. Here they come through the stretch into the half. Horton's Gal still up front. Geordie's Whittler outside. Then Oral Guy with Star Cover on the move and showing 4. Big Gypsy gains 5. Solar Eden Sun, Sea Delight at the back of the field. And now moving is Utah's Jolly. Half 103 4/5. Up to the 5/8. Into the backstretch they go for the second time. Horton's Gal still there. Outside, Geordie's Whittler. Looking for racing room is Oral Guy. Star Cover's on the outside with Big Gypsy. Utah's Jolly coming quickly now from the tail end. They go to the 3/4 pole. And Geordie's Whittler moves up to take the top spot. Dropping back, Horton's Gal. Outside, Star Cover. Utah's Jolly moving by the 3/4, 135 4/5. They travel now to the upper turn. And your leader is Geordie's Whittler. Star Cover's in the center. Utah's Jolly way on the outside, looking for racing rooms. Big Gypsy as they come off the top turn. They're on their way home, 4 wide as they drive through the lane. Sea Delight way outside. Solar Eden Sun is moving up as they battle through the stretch. Here they come to the wire, 5 of them across the track, racing under the wire. It's going to be Geordie's Whittler, Sea Delight, and Solar Eden Sun. Mile 209 1. Race 6, Heiser Tiny JR Highliner, Hilltop Motoring, Sky Glen Benson, and Old Time Robbie. They're off. Sky Glenn Benson gets out quick to grab the lead. Heiser Tiny second at the rail. Moving up into 3 is Jer Highliner, then Hilltop Motoring and Old Time Robbie. They make the turn by the 8th. They're on their way to the quarter. Leading by 2 lengths, Sky Glenn Benson takes them into the backstretch turn. Heiser Tiny is second, then a small gap. We find Jer Highliner, Hilltop Motoring, Old Time Robbie sits at the tail end. They move up the backstretch to the opening quarter. Sky Glenn Benson pacing strong on the front end. He still has a 2-length lead over Heiser Tiny, who is starting to close up, 31-1 at the quarter. They move on to the upper turn. Sky Glenn Benson now just by 1 length. Racing second is Heiser Tiny. Jer Highliner follows 3. Hilltop Motoring 2 lengths back and treading the field, Old Time Robbie. They're off the top turn, moving now in front of the grandstand of the half. Setting the early fractions, number 4, Sky Glenn Benson takes the field to the halfway point. Heiser Tiny now gets a little closer second. Racing 3, Jer Highliner, Hilltop Motoring, and Old Time Robbie is still at the back. They reach the halfway point in 1:03 and 4/5. Sky Glenn Benson still has it by 1 open length. Heiser Tiny, Jer Highliner, Hilltop Motoring, and Old Time Robbie. Into the backstretch turn. They're on their way now to the 3/4. No change in position. Sky Glenn Benson still off the top. Heiser Tiny within striking distance is second and moves up. Jer Highliner, Hilltop Motoring, and Old Time Robbie is still trailing. They go by the 3/4. Hilltop Motoring now goes to the outside, reaching the 3/4 in 1:34 and 4/5. They travel to the top turn. Sky Glenn Benson steps away by 1 length. Heiser Tiny on the outside. Hilltop Motoring. Jer Highliner drops back on Old Time Robbie. They're off the turn. Here they come into the lane as they race for home with an 8th left to go. Sky Glenn Benson. Heiser Tiny closing up quickly on the outside. They race through the stretch and to the wire. Sky Glenn Benson. Heiser Tiny closing up. Hilltop Motoring moving up quickly as they race down to the wire. It'll be Heiser Tiny finishing second. Sky Glenn Benson. The show spot goes to Hilltop Motoring. Mile was 2:06 and 4. Race 7-8 starters. They're at the top of the stretch. Jack Frisco, Lemar Chip, Kilkerry Pete, Miss Toupee, Muzzle, Woodmare, Hank, Born to Live, and Land Ranger. Here they come. They're off. Kilkerry Pete off the gate looking for the early lead. Driving up on the inside is Jack Frisco. Wide into the turn is Muzzle. They're racing 3 deep as they go to the 8th into the backstretch. Kilkerry Pete off the top. Muzzle now second. Tied up in 3, Jack Frisco. Parked and moving on the outside, Land Ranger takes over 4. 5 at the rail is Lemar Chip as they go to the opening quarter. Sitting in behind them is Miss Toupee. Then Woodmare Hank, and at the back, Born to Live. Racing past the opening quarter, Muzzle off the top. Takes the field up to the quarter in 31 and 3/5. They travel to the upper turn, Muzzle by 1. Racing second, Kilkerry Pete. Driving 3 along the rail is Jack Frisco. Outside and still gaining is Land Ranger. Here comes Miss Toupee out now to follow Land Ranger. 6 at the rail is Lemar Chip. They're off the turn. 7 is Woodmare Hank, and then Born to Live. Through the stretch as they arrive at the halfway point. Still off the top and there by 1 length is number 5, Muzzle. Tied up in 2, Kilkerry Pete. Moving on the outside, Land Ranger takes over the 2 spot, and following is Miss Toupee. 1:05 and 1/5. They drive up by the 5/8. Into the backstretch they go for the second time. It's still Muzzle. Kilkerry Pete along the rail. Land Ranger outside. Miss Toupee has 4. 5 at the rail and looking for room, Jack Frisco. On they go to the 3/4 pole. Land Ranger up on the outside. Here comes Miss Toupee now 3 deep. Muzzle still has it by 1 length. Miss Toupee way on the outside drives up second. Reaching the 3/4, 1:36 and 4/5. They travel to the upper turn. It's Muzzle. Kilkerry Pete on the inside. Off stride is Miss Toupee. They're at the top of the stretch, making the turn now for home. Muzzle, Kilkerry Pete. Woodmare Hank is coming. As they race through the lane, they're driving through the stretch, coming to the wire. Muzzle still there by 1. Outside, Woodmare Hank gaining ground. Under the wire, it's going to be Woodmere Hank, muzzle, and on the inside, Lemar Chip gets up for 3. The mile was 2:09 and a fifth. Official result of the 7th, Jack Frisco 4th, Lemar Chip was 3rd, Kilcurry Pete 5. 8th race, Cameron Brent, Golden Coin End, Tags Last Bird, Mindstorm, Lismas Nipper, Lingan Shan, Terrific Forest, and Weekly Journal. Here they come. They're off and pacing. Lismas Nipper off the gate looks for the lead. Cameron Brent moves up quickly on the inside into the turn, and it's Cameron Brent on top. Lismas Nipper racing from 2. Sitting in 3, Golden Coin End, then Tags Last Bird. Parked and moving up on the outside, Lingan Shan with Mindstorm from the number 6 post. Racing in 7 is Weekly Journal. Trailing at the back, Terrific Forest. They go to the opening quarter, and Cameron Brent runs away. He leads by 5 lengths at the quarter pole, 30 1/5. Well back in 2, Lismas Nipper. Golden Coin End getting a look from 3. Tags Last Bird has 4, with Lingan Shan pacing in 5. They're off the top turn. Cameron Brent all alone, leading by 7 open lengths as they move off the top turn. Here they come through the stretch to the half. Cameron Brent takes the field of the half. Lismas Nipper. Here's Golden Coin End now to the outside, up for 3. Tags Last Bird follows 4. Lingan Shan. Mindstorm is moving. From the back comes Terrific Forest and Weekly Journal. Half 103 and 2/5. They travel up to the 5/8. Into the backstretch for the second time. Cameron Brent now by just 2 lengths. Golden Coin End gets closer. Tags Last Bird outside for 3. In along the rail, Lismas Nipper drops back 4 with Mindstorm, Lingan Shan, Terrific Forest, and Weekly Journal. Heading for the 3/4 pole, up on the outside, Golden Coin End. He's against Cameron Brent. They're side by side, passing the 3/4, 135 3/5. They drive to the top turn. And now showing on top, Golden Coin End. Here's Tags Last Bird. Terrific Forest moving wide. Weekly Journal is out and moving. They're off the turn. They start to bunch up, and here they come through the lane for home. Golden Coin End taking them off the top turn. Tags Last Bird in the center. Terrific Forest up on the outside with Weekly Journal. They race it out through the stretch and to the wire. Under the wire, it's going to be Golden Coin End. It's close for second between Terrific Forest and on the inside, Tags Last Bird, the mile, 2:08 1/5. Airport transfer pace, 8 starters. They're at the top of the stretch. Raybell Joan, Highland Sapphire, Liege, Keystone Dagger, Full of Hoot, Albert Sampson, PH Scooter, and We Skipper C. Here they come. They're off and pacing. PH Scooter on the outside. Moving up and along the rail is Raybell Joan. In the center, Liege. Way outside is Full of Hoot. They're driving up 3 deep now as they go by the 8th end of the backstretch. Raybell Joan, the leader. Full of Hoot outside, second and challenging. Lee sits in 3. Highland Sapphire from the 4th spot. From 5 is Keystone Dagger. Gaining ground outside, PH Scooter. As they arrive at the quarter pole, in behind that group is Albert Sampson and We Skipper C. They reach the quarter in 30 seconds flat, continuing on to the upper turn. Showing on top as they arrive now at the 3/8. Full of Hoot takes the field off the top turn. Raybell Jones second. 3 belongs to Liege from the 4th spot. Highland Sapphire, they're off the top turn. 5 is PH Scooter. Here they come through the stretch, racing up to the half. Your leader's number 5, Full of Hoot. Raybell Jones second, and now going to the outside. Liege will follow. In along the rail, Highland Sapphire, gaining ground outside Albert Sampson. We Skipper C moves up. On the inside is PH Scooter and trailing Keystone Dagger. They were by the half in 1:03 1/5. Racing on to the 5/8 into the backstretch for the second time. Full of Hoot leads by 1 length. Ray Bell Joan outside. Highland Sapphire up and along the rail now, taking 2. There goes Liege out 3 wide. They move up the backstretch to the 3/4. Full of Hoot by 1 length. Racing up tight into Highland Sapphire. Liege is on the outside. They drive by the 3/4. Highland Sapphire gaining ground. Full of Hoot is still off the top. 1:34 4/5 as they race on to the top turn. It's Full of Hoot. Highland Sapphire, Liege racing 3. Keystone Dagger now moves up quickly. We Skipper C is on the move. They're off the top turn, and here they come into the lane. Full of Hoot still has it by a head. Highland Sapphire on the outside. Here's Keystone Dagger with a rush on the extreme outside. We Skipper C is moving up. They travel through the stretch and to the wire, and taking them home, it's going to be Keystone Dagger, We Skipper C, and Highland Sapphire. Mile was 2:08 2. Tenth race, Lingan Parker, Cadillac Skipper, Wiggle Wave, Obeys Moyamila, Big Ken, Star Bingo, Glengal Tammy, Black Dapper, and coming through. They're off and pacing. Big Ken on the outside. Moving up in along the rail is Lingan Parker as they drive into the first turn. Lingan Parker now takes the top, coming through at the rail. Big Ken outside. Then Cadillac Skipper. Wiggle Wave has the 5-spot Obeys Moyamila with Star Bingo, Glengal Tammy, and Black Dapper. Through the backstretch, they're on their way now to the quarter. Showing on top, your leaders Lingan Parker. Big Ken moves up on the outside looking for 2 and takes it. At the rail 3 coming through. Cadillac Skipper follows them. By the first quarter, 30 3/5, they travel to the top turn. Your leaders Lingan Parker coming through back up for 2. Big Ken caught outside. Racing 3. Then Cadillac Skipper. From the 5 spot is Wiggle Wave. Obeys Moyamila. The rest of the field back 6 lengths through the stretch and to the half. Lingan Parker off the top, leads by 1, coming through his second. Still out there, Big Ken. Cadillac Skipper from 4. Then Wiggle Wave, Obeys Moyamila, Glengal, Tammy, Star Bingo, and Black Dapper. Half 1:02 and 1/5. They travel on now to the 5/8, moving into the backstretch for the second time. Lingan Parker is still there. He steps away by 1 open length. Coming through second, Cadillac Skipper moves up 3. They're moving through the backstretch. They're on their way to the 3/4. Lingan Parker coming through. Cadillac Skipper, Wiggle Wave on the inside, takes the 4 spot. Dropping back Big Ken. Then Obeys Moyamila, Glengal Tammy, Black Dapper, and Star Bingo. 3/4, 1:32 3/5. They continue on to the top turn. Lingan Parker coming through now, looks to the outside. Cadillac Skipper moves up with them. Wiggle Wave at the rail. They're off the turn, and here they come as they straighten out through the stretch. Lingan Parker coming through on the outside. Moving up 3 deep, Cadillac Skipper's after them. They're racing it out through the lane for home. Coming through, Cadillac Skipper on the outside. Right to the wire, it'll be coming through. Cadillac Skipper, Lingan Parker, the mile 2:04 4. Official result of the 10th race. Lingan Park, Wiggle Wave, 4th. Obeys Moyamila, 7th. Big Ken was 5. Star Bingo, 8. Glengal Tammy, 9. Black Dapper finished 11th and final race of the afternoon. Gale's Prize, Spirit Tad, vice versa Dick Standy, Mitty Senator. Striking Success, Miramichi Rubin, Devlin B. From the back tier, Pollyanna G. Here they come. They're off and pacing out on the outside. Dick Standy's looking for the lead. Moving up through the center, Spirit Tad. Driving into the turn. 3 along the rail is Gale's Prize. Vice versa, parked outside. Then Pollyanna G with Devlin B. Going by the 8th end of the backstretch, Spirit Tad leading. Dick Standy racing from 2. Gale's Prize moves up close in 3. Vice versa's on the outside. Pollyanna G now moving up on the inside as they race to the opening quarter. Spirit Tad off the top, leads by one over Dick Standy. Then Gale's Prize, Pollyanna G. Still out there is Vice Versa with Devlin B. Mitty Senator, Striking Success, has the number 8 position and trailing Miramichi Rubin. The quarter was 31 4/5. They continue on to the top turn with Spirit Tad. Dick Standy in behind, racing second. Gale's Prize tied up. They move off the top turn into the stretch. Here they come now to the half, showing the way as they move off the upper turn. Your leader past here is number 2, Spirit Tad. Dick Standy, then Gale's Prize, Vice Versa. Devlin B's on the outside as they pass the halfway point, reaching the half, 105 3/5. They travel on now to the 5/8, into the backstretch for the second time, and still holding on to the top. Your leader, Spirit Tad. Dick Standy staying tight up in 2. Moving up on the outside is Gale's Prize, then Vice Versa with Devlin B. Here comes Mitty Senator out on the extreme outside. They drive through the backstretch, Striking Success in along the rail. They go by the 3/4. As they arrive at the 3/4 pole, it's Gale's Prize outside. Spirit Tad coming back on, 137 1/5. They continue on now to the upper turn, and holding on to the top on the inside. Back in front is Spirit Tad. Gale's Prize is out there second. Mitty Senator way outside, and the center's Vice Versa off the turn. Here they come through the stretch for home. Gale's Prize moving back up. Vice Versa is out on the outside. Dick Standy up through the center. Spirit Tad is still there. As they come on home under the wire, it's going to be Gale's Prize, Vice Versa. Close for 3. Looks like Spirit Tad. We'll get a picture. Mile was 2:09 4.